All right, guys, here's everything you need to know about last night's political debate. Let's go. All right, y'all, if you're new here, this is politically incorrect. So I'm going to try to put a method to my madness, but I can't make any promises. So I'm going to try to give you the facts and then my opinion. So they started off the debate with abortion rights. They asked Trump if he was going to stand beside and how he felt about Roe v. Wade. And he was very excited. I think that's one of his most prized ideals or things that he's done. He said that he put conservative Supreme Court justices in office in the Supreme Court, and they did their job. He said abortion rights should be left to the states. And it's a state by state, thing. Joe Biden was like, Roe v. Wade should not be overturned. He is against it. And so the moderators followed up and was like, well, how do you feel about post-term abortion? And so this is where my opinion comes in. First off, Trump is lying. Trump is a liar. This is not a Trump bashing page, but I can only call it how I see it, because as a woman who stands on the abortion platform, bitch, he was like, I am just against people having babies, putting them to the side, and then aborting them. That's not how abortion works. Once a baby is here and you kill it, that's murder. So there's that. Like, what I realized in this debate was that Trump will lie. And Joe Biden was looking at him like, bro, you lying. But he will make up anything so that he appeals to his audience. And I was not fucking with that. Because what the fuck are you even talking about? Of course, they talked about Border Patrol. All right. So Trump was like, essentially, the border has gotten worse since Biden has been in office. He said when he was president, there were far less immigrants coming into the country, and he plans. So he also, and he didn't answer this question. So I'll say this, a little politically incorrect, but he did a good job of evading every question that was answered. One of my followers that came to my watch party said he did answer one question, and that was he aced his fitness exam, but we're not talking about that. Back to Border Patrol. So he says, like, I think he has this plan where he plans to go in and remove all illegal immigrants. When they asked him how he plans to do that, he began to spar with Joe Biden about how immigrants have come into the country and it's his fault. Joe Biden says that since he's been in office, there have been far less children in cages in the border, and he's on the border, and he's trying to work on border safety, on border regulation. So that's our border issue. Y'all, they asked Donald Trump about how he felt about the wars in Iraq and Palestine, and Donald Trump said out of his two front dentures that that had he been in office at the time that these wars took place, these wars would have never took place. He would have never made it happen. So it would have never happened. He would have never allowed it. So there's that. And then Joe Biden, as far as that, he stood by his man. He said that in regards to the war in Ukraine, I don't want to misspeak, but so I'm not going to speak on that. But no. He talked about, I think, sending them. No, that wasn't Ukraine. That was Israel. He talked about sending them bombs and sending them aid because essentially we were standing by them. So I'm just telling you what them people had said. So Trump said the war wouldn't have happened if he was in the presidency, and Biden said it's here and we're going to help our allies. Second, they talked about NATO. I don't know how true this is, but Biden said that Trump said that he would pull out of NATO if he became president again. Biden is not fucking with that. He was like, we need NATO. He said that our alliances are important. All right, next. This is probably my favorite one. All right, so they asked Trump about the January 6th issue, and they asked him if he essentially incited a riot. He essentially said, I kind of tried to warn them that they probably, he said he was trying to have like a peaceful rally. He thought it was going to be a good time. But Nancy Pelosi's daughter, who is a journalist and a documentary maker, I don't know if she was in charge of it, but she was over it. And he told her that she needed to have some security. And she declined. So essentially he said, it was her fault. All of the things that happened on January 6th were her fault. And Joe, of course, being Joe, he was like, look, what happened on January 6th was despicable, and it would have never happened under my presidency. So there's that. All right. So they asked Trump that if he lost the presidency, would he go out like a G, essentially. And what he said was, if the presidency is fair, if the election is fair, then he won't have any problems. Joe said, I don't think that's true. I think that you're going to be a whiner. Okay? Okay. All right. Then they talked about disparages among the black community, like black work, black jobs. What have you done for the black community? I'll be honest with you. Donald Trump just kind of skirted around this. He said that when he was in office, that he gave, like, black people had the lowest unemployment rate. So I'm going to pause, politically incorrect here, but just in case you didn't know, that the president after, like, sees the benefit of the president before. So any benefit that we got from Donald Trump was trickle down effect from Barack Obama, and that's political facts. But anyway, so if what he's saying is true, it's not because he did anything. It's because Obama did. And then, okay, so going to Joe Biden was like, he acknowledged that there are disparages in jobs, and he said that he gave money to HBCUs and things, and that he plans to continue to help black people because he knows that there is a clear problem when it comes to jobs and wealth and things and such. All right, what's next? One of my followers brought up a good point. I think Trump said that illegal immigrants are coming in and taking blacks' jobs. Somebody asked, what is a black job? And they brought it to my attention. They essentially were saying that he was alluding to low wage paying jobs. And again, like when Trump was talking, he was just like, I'm trying to get jobs for Hispanics and black people. But how can you in the same breath say you're trying to get jobs for Hispanics and black people, but you want to keep and probably the most important part, and then I'm going to do my little summation, but they talked about the ability to actually lead. So, like your cognitive fitness. And so Trump said he took 2 tests and he aced them. Joe Biden, he kind of fumbled a little bit, but he was just like, I'm here, I'm your president, I'm running this, so of course I'm fit, because everybody's concerned about their age. Of course I'm fit to be president. I'm doing it now. Look, all right, my thoughts, my roundup summation. The main reason for me watching this debate was to see who is most competent. For real, for real, for real. Is Sleepy Joe sleep, or is he not sleep? You get what I'm saying? Is the convicted felon telling the truth? Sleepy Joe is competent. I know y'all hate to hear that, but he is. He might stutter. He might take some time to formulate a thought, but the thoughts that he have are cohesive. He can follow a train of thought. He might be early onset, but I think he's still competent, and I think he still has 4 years. Donald Trump, on the other hand, what I realized, especially as a political analyst, is that he talk good. He's saying things that will get people to vote for him, not that they necessarily have to be true. He's saying whatever his audience needs to hear for them to go to the polls and say, I agree with this boy. So there's that. All in all, everybody said it was a childish debate. It was a very childish debate because that boy called him a whiner. Joe Biden swore a little bit. But if you could dig through the mud, if you could dig through the kerfluffle, I think that it was very informative. And I think that Joe Biden is the best candidate, fortunately or unfortunately. And I think he has 4 more years. And with the right team, I think we'll be okay. So debate 1.